double dins really the same? Hey guys, Kevin with Screaming Chicken here. It's a beautiful sunny day in December here in Texas, so we're outside to answer an age-old question. Are all double dins really the same? Kinda? Sorta? No, not really. So in today's video, we're going to show you some of the main differences in between the different brands in the actual physical part of the radios for your installs. And then we're going to go over some of the differences in features and kind of where your price points lie for those features. So here we've got this Kenwood radio. It's in about the $200 price point. There's also a JVC and a Pioneer around that same price point. They're Bluetooth and reverse camera ready, so you can play music, talk on your phone through them. The main thing at that price point level is you don't get CarPlay or Android Auto. It's really just Bluetooth music, Bluetooth phone, and then backup camera, and then you got the doubled in size, obviously. All of them kind of make something around that price range, but you get very limited options and features at that point. The next step up in the model lines, you get CarPlay or Android Auto, but you have to plug your phone into the stereo via USB. So it'll do the same kind of stuff as the entry-level radios will, but you'll also get CarPlay or Android Auto via the USB. And with most of these, you're going to get extra amp outputs and a couple of little features in the radio. And these are going to come in around $300-ish. Pioneer has one, JVC has one, Kenwood has one, Sony has one, you know, all around that basic price point. So you can kind of look at the differences in features and decide what's going to work best for you in that. Okay, and stepping up from there, you basically get the same radio, except you'll get wireless CarPlay or Android Auto, depending on which one you use. A good example of this is with these Pioneers right here. If you look at them, they're the exact same radio as far as what you're getting, except this one supports wireless, this one doesn't. JVC, Kenwood, Sony, Alpine all make one, you know, at that level. You are going to step up in price point there. You're looking at somewhere between $400 and $500 usually. You know, it is the Christmas season right now. Go to screamingchicken.com. This Pioneer might be on sale for around $350 right now. That's the next step up, is just getting the wireless CarPlay or Android Auto feature. Okay, and then the next step up from there is going to be a little bit year model specific. You're going to step up into the iDataLink Maestro support. Now this really isn't going to pertain to 3rd and 4th gen so much. This is more of a 5th gen deal, but it's a little basically computer chip that links some of the features of your car and the stereo together, so you get some of your car information on your stereo. You get a little higher output amperage, but that's kind of just the gist of it. And again, that's only 5th gen. You're not really going to get any of that gain in a 3rd and 4th gen other than the higher output. And then these usually are $500 to $600 radios. This Kenwood here is actually a discontinued model, so it's on sale right now. It's a little bit cheaper, but once it's gone, it's gone. So there'll be a new radio that comes out to replace it. Okay, so this is the old Kenwood here, the 8709. This is the new Kenwood, the 5710. This stereo is about $460 right now. This one should be about $550, but because it's discontinued, it's actually on sale for about $450. It's got a few extra features like a HDMI input and a few other things like that. JVCs have a stereo at this level that adapt to the iDataLink. You can see here, these two JVCs look almost identical, but this little, you know, iData Maestro thing is what designates this as the higher end one. And you know, like I said, it works with the 5th gen stuff. Sony has one, Alpine has one, there does have one. All right, so that's some of the key differences between all the different models and price points. Hopefully that helps y'all guys out choosing which radios can work for you. Next, we're going to show you how they work out on the install of the car and how they fit in the car and some of the little differences there, like I was talking about in the intro for the physical size of them. Okay guys, we're going to show you how some of the radios kind of fit into the different cars. Not full installs, but just kind of how they will fit once you install a radio. Right now we're in a 91 Camaro, so this is going to cover 82 through 92 Camaros. We've got this one set up as a regular install, meaning that the radio is in the stock location. This car doesn't have heat or AC, so we've got our delete plate in there. The easiest radio to install for these is going to be either the Kenwood, the JVC. As you can see, it's only about 4 inches deep. Alpine also has one like that. The main thing is the depth. You don't have a whole lot of room back in here. So we recommend radios that are about this depth. Kenwoods, JVCs, some Alpines are all about this size. This radio is about 4 inches deep. You can't really go any deeper than about 5.5 inches. You'll start getting into your heat and HC controls, and you just don't have the depth inside this center console. Radios back in the day weren't that deep. We didn't have CD players, you know, factory cars back then. And then single DINs, because they were smaller, you could squeeze some in. But these are fit well with wires and everything because they're only about 4 inches deep in the regular install. And we're gonna go ahead and pull this out and show you how much room you have back there so you can see what you actually have to work with. Okay, so we've unbolted the radio in this car. I'm gonna go ahead and slide it out. This is a Pioneer, and you can see how deep it is, but it's more of a single DIN style with just a larger screen. And then move some wires and stuff. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of room in there. And then the console actually comes in on the passenger side, making it a little narrower as well. Okay, well, I've got this radio out. We're just going to give you a little bit of an idea if you wanted to do the reverse double DIN install, where you move the radio up here to the top. The big issue with that is on about the 85 through 89 cars, the dash will actually come down lower behind the center console. So it gets in the way of putting a full height radio back there. So again, what we would recommend is taking something like this JVC, and you can see here how the stereo, the actual innards of it come out, and then you just have the screen in the front, so it can slide down under where the dash would come down, and you wouldn't have a problem. It's got this piece here that's just removable with a couple of screws, and that allows you to install this a lot easier into the car with the reverse double DIN. This stereo here is the JVC that came out in, I believe, late 24. The Kenwoods are just the same way as this. Some of the Alpines and Pioneers may have something similar. We don't really deal with them a lot. We don't think they do, but shop around a little bit for that. That's going to make it really hard to install. You want something with a display that's about 1/2 inch or so. You can see with my fingernail, it's about that deep. So, but that makes it a lot easier because you just take these top pieces off and you don't have to mess with that. You know, you could do some trimming and some fiddling to get other stereos in there. This is just a simple, easy install for you. Okay, so here we've got a good illustration of what I was talking about to do the reverse install. All of these current models here will work. They're all kind of built with this same chassis style. There is an 8710 Kenwood coming out. We just don't have one yet. So you can see here, here's that JVC that I had in the car and how thick the screen is. Here's a newer Alpine, and you can tell it's much thicker. And then here's a Pioneer. This one is very doable, but you can tell here the screen is also a lot thicker as well. You might have to do a little bit of adjustment and trimming, but this one's definitely doable. Then we have a Sony right here. This one is not doable in the reverse install. You can see it does the same kind of thing, but the chassis is on the top of the radio instead of the bottom like the JVC and the Pioneer. And so it just won't work without a lot of modifications to your car. Okay, here we've got an 82 to 84 Firebird center console. As you can see, we've got our double DIN kit here. For these, there's really only a few options, and it's basically those JVC and Kenwoods like I was explaining on the reverse double DINs. And the reason for that is you have a metal frame in here that you would have to cut up to get any other radio. And if you know anything about trying to find one of these consoles, they're $500 to $800 on the used market for a rough one. So if you've got a good console, we really would not recommend cutting it up. Just go with something like one of these JVCs or Kenwoods that you can do the partition that comes off and just have the screen. And just take care of your car a lot better that way. So there's gonna be one of these, 5 here. And again, the 8710 that's coming out, we just don't have one yet. Okay, so here we have a radio pod from an 85 to 92 Firebird.
Your only real limitation here is your depth. However, here I've got an Alpine. To get it in here, get the wire out of the way. You can see it's tight. You got to kind of actually work the radio into the pod for it to get in there. And even then, like I have the AC controls loose right now, and it's a tight fit. These brackets aren't for this, but it's a tight fit in there. It's hard to get in there. So we would still, again, recommend one of the Kenwood or JVCs. And same way, you know, with a chassis at the bottom. And again, it's a lot easier with these with the chassis at the bottom, where you've got more room, because a lot of these AC controls lean down a little bit, versus like your Sony, where the chassis is at the top, and then you have to use different brackets, and these are a totally different install that we're still trying to figure out and get worked out right as well. As you can see, with these brackets on the Sony, it's at the top, versus here on this JVC, you'd be attaching it at the bottom. The Pioneer here is the same way. The Alpine, it's got both upper and lower, but it's because it's a full chassis. It's not just the half. So, but there's still spots on the bottom behind this where you could just do the bottom as well. That makes things a lot more difficult. You know, you have to work out some geometry and figuring that out. So overall, for the 85 to 92 Firebirds, your easiest install is going to be the JVCs, Kenwoods, Pioneers like this one over here. You can fit like the Alpines and some of the other Pioneers and stuff, but it's going to take a little more finagling. It's going to take a little more work. It's a lot easier just to use these. I'm going to call them half chassis, because you just have the lower portion. All right, so here I've got a 97 through 02 Camaro bezel. With the 4th gens, the 93 through 96s are also very similar. I need to mention that. I just don't have their bezel here. You don't have any of your depth and height issues that you have with the 3rd gens. However, one of the limits you'll have here with the Pioneer 2000s and 3000s is they're going to sit at the back of the bezel. They're not going to come through the bezel. So you're going to get a look that's like this, and we're going to take you out to a car and show you something in the car here in just a minute. If you take like the JVC or the Kenwood, they're going to fit into the bezel, but they're going to sit back a little ways. You know, this is up against the bezel in the back where I'm holding it. And then if we take the Sony, the Sony comes almost flush out with the bezel, and the buttons are just about flush. It doesn't really change anything. It doesn't hurt anything. You just get a different look in the car. So that's kind of a personal preference deal, whether or not you'll be happy with that, or if you want something that comes out flush or sits back in the bezel. That's kind of up to you. Your AC controls, when we show you in the car, they're going to sit at the back of the bezel too. So you can keep that in mind when you look at it. Okay, so here we've got the bezel for the 93 through 02 Firebirds. I've got the Pioneer in it right now. You can see it fits all the way up to the front. Pretty much all the radios will fit through these with how they fit in the car. So there's the Pioneer. Here is the JVC, and Kenwood would fit the same as the JVC, and here you have the Sony. You do get a little bit of a gap with these because of the way they make them to fit through bezels around the edges. The Sony, the JVC, and the Kenwoods, versus if you look at the Pioneer, how it's flat. That's why it filled it out the way it did, and I'll stick it back in there real quick too so you can see the difference again. So you can see you don't have the gap around the edge like you would the others. The one caveat with the Firebirds and Trans Ams, in the dash there's a piece of plastic in between your factory radio and your AC vent that you do have to trim out. It doesn't do anything. It's not structural. You just have to make a little bit of trimming in there. We have another video that you can go watch to see what you have to do for that. It's not a big deal, but it does have to be done to fit these radios in there. Although with the Sony, you might not have to do that. Okay, so here in the Camaro, we've got the Pioneer in it right now. You can see where we have it sitting in there. It does sit back about where your heat and AC controls do. So you might be able to adjust that a little bit, but that's about where it's probably gonna sit, versus those others would come into the bezel a little, but they're still gonna sit back. All right, and here we've got an older Kenwood with CD player. You guys remember CD players, right? You don't have the problems that you had in the 3rd gens where you can't fit one of those in. They'll fit fine in the 4th gens, and this is with our doubled in bezel here. Like I said, this is an older radio, but you see how it fits pretty flush. The newer ones sit just about the same. So, but the cool thing is, again, with the 4th gens, if you're still a CD person, you can get a CD player in there.
Alright guys, we've gone over some of the differences in all the different radios in the video today. Hopefully that helps you guys make a decision on what radio is going to work best for you, and what features you need, what features you can live without. If you notice, we only covered major brand radios. That's because, one, that's what we sell, or some of the brands here. There's a couple we don't, but we like to test the majors so that we can help y'all out when y'all have questions. We don't cover any of the stuff you find on Amazon, any of the Android ones and stuff like that, because you guys can't get support for them. We can't get support for them. It's not something we want to put our name behind. We want to be able to help you guys out and give you quality information as part of why we make these videos. So hopefully this helps you guys make decisions and what you need. And then remember to like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you guys in the next video.